Hello, quilters! It's Geraldine Wilkins, the Living Water Quilter. How many days do we have left? We have 18 days. 18 days until it's time to depart for the Caribbean. Are you ready? Did you check in? Are you packed? What do you still need to do to get ready? I want to know. What do you need to do? Hey, how are you? Kylene, you can hear me. Wonderful. Yay. So, what is new? What is happening? Did you order all your kits? Did they arrive? If you haven't ordered a kit, what are you waiting for? Don't wait to the last minute. Order your kits. Get them shipped. I saw something on the post office box. Oh, you can hear me now. All right. Hello. How are you, Debbie? Oh, so was it delayed? You could not hear me? All right. Still making lists, says Lily, so that I don't forget something. That's a good idea. The basics. Yes, I'm already laying out my kits for teaching, my teaching kits. They're laid out one by one. I put together two. I have one more to work on this coming week, and I should be set for the class. I haven't packed them. They're just kind of in a pile. They're in a pile, and I will go through them again. Because I know me. If this is not you, this is definitely me. I think I have everything. Just like Lily said, she's making a list and she's checking it before I actually pack it. I want to go through the class material, teaching material again. I think I have everything, but you know how that goes, right? So, what other updates? Hey, Debbie, how are you? So glad that you're here. And who else is there? When I'm looking down, I'm looking at my laptop so I can see the comments. Um, all right. So, Guyleen says, I can hear you twice. I guess you couldn't hear me before. Is that what happened? Hopefully, there's no problem with the sound. Hey, Regina. You checked in. Wonderful. Wonderful. You've ordered your kits. They're in your luggage. Wonderful. Oh, and the supplies. You mentioned the supplies. Make sure you double check all your class supplies that you haven't missed anything. Hey, Madonna. How are you? How are you? You've never been more prepared in your life, says Regina. Hey, Shirley, how are you? So glad that you made it to tonight's live. Let me know if you have any questions. If you're in any of my classes, put it in the chat and I will hopefully see it and we can answer that for you tonight. If not, I'll come back and answer. Oh, okay, great. You can hear me clearly. Fantastic. So, what updates do I have for classes? Last time I talked about the Caribbean Reflections, and some of you did contact me afterward and just double checked some things. And if you're in that class, I made some recommended tools. They're not must haves, but it makes it easier in class. You don't have to bring the recommended tools, right? But the ones you must have is the acrylic ruler for quilting, free motion acrylic ruler quilting. It's not a cutting ruler, it's a quilting ruler. And it's from Quilter's Rules. So make sure you read the supply list carefully, that you have the right tools, okay? What else? We talked about the peaceful portrait class. The peaceful portrait class, most of you should already have your kits. I wanted to talk about one optional thing. Now, this is decorative stitching, right? It's free motion quilting and optional hand stitching. So if you are new to free motion quilting and you don't think you can stitch the face free motion, you can hand stitch the face. And I will show you three simple techniques. They are techniques that are outline stitching techniques. So Shirley says, how do you recommend securing your sandwich for traveling? Using a safety pin? Well, what I do is I take a shipping bag. I have these plastic bags that are a certain size. They're a little bit oversized, similar to the size that you would get at the post office. They have those flat rate shipping envelopes. They're the soft ones. It's similar to that. And it snugly fits my quilt sandwiches. So they fit right inside that bag. So I have, or you can use a oversized Ziploc bag. I think Eileen mentioned that when we had our conversation about packing for the cruise, how she likes to put her kits. And Eileen, you're here tonight, so you can make a comment about that. Those oversized Ziploc bags are fantastic for snug fit of quilt sandwiches. Awesome, Regina, great. We're going to talk about the Sea and Sky Strata class. And Lily says, for the Caribbean Reflections class, you asked us to bring muslin samples. Is that to quilt or practice piece before? Yes. Yes. So for the Caribbean Reflections class, in addition to quilting the fabric panels that I sent you, and Lily, I know I'm bringing yours with me, we need to practice, right? We need to learn different techniques with the ruler. So you need quilt sandwiches that I told you to bring, and you also, so that's the muslin, Lily. So the muslin and the top fabric, we're going to make quilt sandwiches to practice those. So once you learn the techniques and some designs, then you're going to quilt the fabric panel. Okay, so Guyleen says she just purchased a box today for $4.39. Those large Ziploc bags, that's what you're talking about? She says yes. A box rather of 12. A box of 12. Fabulous. Hopefully, Lily, that answered your question. And let's see, what else? That's it. Okay, so let me go to my overhead camera to talk about the Peaceful Portrait hand stitching. Peaceful Portrait hand stitching. Now, if you decide to free motion quilt it on the ship, fantastic. Maybe the next one you will hand stitch. So I will still teach. It's a basic outline stitching. It's 3 different types of stitches. And you're going to get this in the class. A stem stitch, back stitch, or a split stitch. Which stitch did I use? I used the stem stitch. And I give you instructions. You'll have this in class so that you'll know how to do those basic embroidery stitches. So this was done, this face stitched with the stem stitch. And I like outline stitching for portraits because we can get the curves. So you have that option. So you can still learn it in class. So if you didn't get the optional needles and thread that I listed in a supply list, but you want to learn how to do this, I recommend that you get those extra supplies. I think there's enough time to get that if you didn't get it. Let's see, any more comments? No problem. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. This is optional. If you want to do it free motion, definitely. If you want to do it hand stitch, fantastic. I'm going to give you 3 outline stitches how you can do it. And I'm going to demo each one of those, okay? So that's for the Peaceful Portrait. If you missed the first time I was live here in the group, just go back to the replays. And I did post it on YouTube. It's unlisted because not everyone is on Facebook. So I will do that again with tonight's live. So that's it for the Peaceful Portrait. Now for the Sea and Sky Strata class. I'm really excited about this one. This is going to be so much fun. You know that, I'm going to go back to the overhead camera. You know that we start with a piece of fabric that has pre-printed designs on it, sashiko designs. And all of you pick the design that you wanted. It's in your kit. And I'm so excited because you had some bonus things in your kit that wasn't on the list. I was able to talk with a couple of different companies that gave us some extra bonus things. So anyway, we're going to start with this, right? And we're going to color it like we color a coloring book, a coloring page. So you should have your intense ink. You had to purchase this, pencils. Now I have the bigger kit. You can, of course, use the smaller kit and combine colors. I have the bigger kit. I'll bring that with me. On the recommended list was a couple of sashiko design stitching books. This is the ultimate source book. I love this book. So if you are a hand stitcher, you enjoy it, you want to do more sashiko, you don't have to bring this on the cruise, but I just recommend that after you experience this, maybe you'll want to get this source book. Another thing that was on the recommended list were these magnetic pins. I call them magnetic pins, right? They're called So Tighties. And I love this for stitching. Instead of using the hoop, I use these magnets to hold my pieces together. This was not on your kit. This was not included, I should say. It was not included in the kit, but you got some because I spoke to the ladies who run this company. I met them recently and told them about the cruise, and I said I was using it for my Sea and Sky Strata. And so they decided to sponsor the class. So each student gets a little mini kit, and you should have it in your kit. That's a little bonus that was included in your kit. Okay, so Debbie says, I cannot wait to see those magic pencils and all the gorgeous colors. Yes, so fantastic and fun. So in your kit, for those in the Sea and Sky Strata, I gave you some muslin, white muslin fabric. This is white muslin fabric. You received 2. This is to practice with the pencils and the different applicators in the kit. We have a spray bottle, we have a water brush, we have a regular brush, different ways to apply water to activate the pencils. If you think you need more than what I gave you in the kit, feel free to bring more. This is just white cotton muslin, unwashed, just directly from the boat. I just cut, I think, 2 in your kit. If you think you need more because you want to play more, bring a few more pieces of muslin. And it doesn't necessarily have to be white. But the reason why I chose white was because that's what we're working with our pre-printed. Okay? So, as you can imagine, this started like this here. And we get to color. We get to color and have some fun, right? Now, we don't use the hoop. Remember, we're using the magnets, but after it's finished, you can put it in the hoop if you want, or you can put it in a frame. It's really up to you. So remember, you're going to use your cell phone to take a picture, and from that photograph, sunset or sunrise, you're going to make your Sea and Sky Strata, right? You're going to paint it. We're going to have fun with this class. So let me know in the chat if you have any questions about the Sea and Sky Strata. One thing that I forgot to show you, let me go back to the overhead camera. I like to use this Clover embroidery threader. I found it to be invaluable in threading the needle with the thread that we're going to use. And you got this special kit. this special kit. This is my first ever thread kit, right? This is a artist palette, and this palette was specifically designed for sea and sky strata for you ladies. And so the colors that you see here are the colors that I used in both of these examples. They go along with the colors of the sunset. And so we have some dazzle and we have some razzle dazzle. And the razzle dazzle has some metallic in it. So we have 10 different, 5 of the razzle and 5 of the razzle dazzle. Yeah, that's it. It tells you on the back. You know what you got, right? Sunrise and sunset, razzle and dazzle. Okay. But I found it invaluable to have a needle threader. Okay, it saves a lot of headache. This is the Clover one. So if you got this, it's about $5, I think. It's definitely worth it. I got mine right off Amazon. I forgot about that last tip I wanted to share with you. All right, so how many of you, let me know, have you downloaded the app? We talked about this last time, and I went live with you for the first time opening the app, but I hadn't signed in. So I've checked in, and now I have signed into the app. Get your cell phones. If you don't have it, let's go to the app. I want to visit the app. How many of you, let us know in the chat, have downloaded the app and have started to look through the app? Personally, I find it a little overwhelming. A little overwhelming. Let's see if I can get this up live here. There we go. Okay. Let me know. Let's see. Navigator app. Ah, Debbie, yes. Whether you have an iPhone or a Android, you go to Google Play, iPhone, you go to the App Store and you type in the App Store Holland America and the Navigator app will come up. So you want to download that. So we says, got it and look through it. Wonderful. Debbie says, I've used it a ton. It's both good and bad. What do you mean, good and bad? What's the good part? Shirley says, I have the app from a previous cruise. Okay, well, Shirley, then you're the expert. Give us some tips. I think it works better than the website. Oh, okay. It's going to help a lot when you're on board. Okay, Debbie, thanks for that tip. Awesome, Deborah. You download the app, you review the options. The one that I found interesting, and I'm going to tap on it now, is experience. It's the ship right in the center. All right, let me see if this computer is going to work for me here. Let me QuickTime Player. All right, let's see. It's supposed to come up. Okay. I'm going to do this over again, ladies. Just one moment. Let me try this again. All right. All right. Let's see here. Let me quit. Quick time player, and then I'm going to open it again. Let's see if we can get it back. New movie. We want this one. Okay, come on, phone 2. Nope, that's the wrong one. Of course, I had it all set up ahead of time and it was working before we got started. So let me try it one more time. This is not what I want. I want this one. Okay, finally. There we go. Let's see. Yay! It's working now. All right. So Regina says, download the app, looked around, decided I'm going to get a facial. Woohoo! Starting to receive messages from Holland America. Yay! Lily says she's downloaded the app for our cruise in 18 days. Not everything has been loaded. Correct. You're impatient. So am I. But once we're about 3 days out, you'll be astonished with all the stuff you'll find. So, but I found it interesting that if I tap on the center of the ship where it says experience, then I tapped on, it was a daily program. I think it was daily program. Let's check that. Daily program. There's a list, which I wonder if this is going to change. Will this change when we get closer to departure? But you can scroll back to the top and go to each day, and then it has a list of things there. And I'm assuming that if I press, like for instance, let's see, in the BB King's Blues Club, Deck 2, and it's on day 2, tap that, and then scroll down to Coffee with Jamie. I'm going to hit the plus sign. What happens? Now, I'm just doing this live. I don't even know what's going to happen. Right? I've logged in. I hit the plus sign. I wonder if it becomes part of my calendar. Who knows? It's just spinning. You see it's spinning? Spinning right here. That's 9 a.m., 30 minutes. BB King's Blues Club, Deck 2. Well, I'm going to let that continue to spin. But every time I hit the ship, I like that you can look for different things. Like excursions, shore excursions. What else? I can't see. That's the problem. The text is so tiny. Spa and salon, photo gallery, oh, dining and drinks. And then you can order. It says order now. Okay, Debbie says that she's been adding. I don't think so, Lily. I don't think our classes will appear on the app for us, but we'd have to check with Quilt Seminars at Sea. Guyleen, are you still here? Guyleen is the experienced quilt teacher on cruises specifically. This is my first time teaching on a cruise, but Guyleen has worked with Quilt Seminars at Sea before. She can let us know. So, okay, great, Debbie. Well, mine is still spinning. I'm not sure why it continues to spin, but when you hit the plus sign, Debbie, are you saying that it became part of your schedule? Is that what happened? Ah, yes, that makes sense, Debbie. Our classes will not appear as they are not open to the public. Makes sense. Yeah, Guyleen says, not to her knowledge, no. Okay. So Madonna says 14 days before cruise day itinerary will let you order specialty dinners, spas, treatments, gifts, not before. Okay. So we have a 2-week window before the cruise to actually order all these additional things. Okay, let's see what else is here. So one thing I did notice after I checked in, I started looking closer at the excursions. And guess what I noticed? Some of the excursions were all booked. They're full. they have a wait list. So if you have not checked out the excursions, don't wait any longer, especially if you want to book something. Some of them are sold out. I see one that says one space left. So make sure you check out all the excursions if you haven't already, because maybe the ones that you want are full. And that's what happened to me. I was looking at some excursions and they were sold out. Yes, Debbie says, book them now in bold letters. Book them now. You can get on the wait list. So that's something to note. Yeah, now, if you hit the arrow up here at the top, it gives you each day, which I like that. You just go to the day where you're going to be at what port, and then the excursions change. And I think someone said that it's easier to navigate on the app than the website. I'm liking this ability to view the excursions very easily. So Deborah says she's thinking about a manicure. Fantastic. All right. Awesome, awesome. So Debbie says some of it's from where the ship is right now, finishing its transatlantic. It will change. Okay. Once it is validated that is current with our itinerary, it will add it to your itinerary. Okay, great. All this helpful information. Thank you, Debbie. All right. All right. Awesome. So you'll be able to add it to your personal schedule, which is pretty handy. Now, the other part of the app that I like, right? Because some of us may not be getting like the internet plan or something like that, is Connect. Right next to the ship is at the bottom of the app. To the right of it, it says Connect. We see internet, and then right next to internet on the left, we see chat. Inbox and chat. This is a complimentary chat. How many of you have used this on board a ship already? Guyleen, Debbie, have you used the Navigator app chat to connect with other cruisers in your group before? Is this a good way to connect? Is it reliable? I am hoping the answer is yes. Uh-oh. So Debbie says, yes, I have. Guyleen says, no, I haven't used it. Mostly to find my husband and other hosts. Okay. All right. So then there's a calendar next to the ship to the left of the ship. And so you have my itinerary, the deck plans. I think the deck plan is going to be important. What do you think? How many of us going to get lost on the ship? How many of us are going to get lost? Where am I? What deck is it? All right, I like that. So for the plan, deck plans, and then your itinerary. Oh, sometimes the plain old texting is faster. Okay, sometimes the chat is faster. It goes back and forth. Okay. Now, in order to text, Debbie, do you need to have the internet plan? I've heard it said that you should turn your phone to airplane mode, which turns off cellular, right? So if you can't, can you still text if you don't have cellular connectivity? I'm not sure how that works. You experienced cruisers need to help us newbies. I've only been on like 2 cruises, one like way back in 2003 and one maybe 10 or 15 years ago. So I feel like a newbie. So Cheryl says she's used the chat, just need to check it all the time. Okay. You're not getting any chat notifications, I guess. Some of the YouTube videos about our ship will help you to get familiar with the layout ahead of boarding. That's a good idea, Lily. That's a good idea. Okay. So, let's see. This is the dining and drinks, fine dining, casual dining, bars, coffee, wine, and more. I like that they have it divided into these sections. And then you can scroll to get. Ah, look at this, ladies. Fine dining. Reservations available. Check that out if you haven't already. Okay, let's look at casual dining. Room service 24 hours. Yay. And then let's see. All right. Bars, coffee, wine, and more. Well, I think all of us will have an opportunity, I hope, to view the app ahead of time to make sure you go and read all the recommended things to read beforehand by Quilt Seminars at Sea, packing, safety, what documents you need to bring, double, triple check. Make sure you have gone through most of this before you leave, right? Make sure your flight information is all set. If you, like me, I have my airline app on my phone. I have that connected to my phone. I already have them able to contact me through text and email. So I get both, and I get notifications also from my airline app. So anything that's going on, I get notifications. What else? Any other questions? Let me know. Okay, Debbie says you can see sample menus in almost all the restaurants. Fantastic. Love that. Debbie says I had an internet plan, so we turned everything to airplane mode. It depends on where you are at the moment. When you're at port, it goes to regular phone plan. When you're at sea, it's insanely expensive to use your phone plan. I bet it is. So, when you have, if I understand correctly, if you get the ship's internet plan, you're still placing the phone on airplane mode. And then it's connected to the ship's Wi-Fi. Okay. Any other questions, ladies? Now, Guyleen and Latifa will be back. They will be live again. You'll have 2 more opportunities to talk with us live about any questions you have about the class, about your kids, about supplies, about anything that you have a question about. And if we can't answer it concerning your cruise reservations, we will refer you to Quilt Seminars at Sea. Do not hesitate to ask questions before we depart so we are ready, right? So that we're all ready. So Debbie says, yes, that's correct about the internet. Airplane mode connecting to the ship's Wi Fi. Awesome. Thank you. That way we don't get those roaming charges on our phone when we don't realize that we're getting charged for it. I think that's it for me, ladies. Let me know after the live. Send me an email, comment below the video if you have questions about any of my classes, and then go back and watch Guyleen and Latifah's live session if you missed it, okay? And ask them questions. No question is too silly. No question is, what do they call it? What do they say? Dumb, right? No question is too silly or dumb, right? Just ask. Ask anything, right? It's always good to double check. I guess that's it. So the U.S. ports will have the cell plan work without roaming. This is what Guyleen says. Yeah. Thank you, ladies, for all your input. Yeah, all right. I'll see you soon. I can't wait to spend the next 9 days, well, 9 days in 14 days with you ladies. We're going to have a fun time. Oh, you know what? I just remembered. Don't forget, if you want to make a name tag and put it in the tag, the lanyard, I guess it's a lanyard with a little pocket. We have the dimensions in the Facebook group for if you want to make your own, you want to stitch out one yourself. Don't forget to join the block challenge. Make a quilt block, and then we're going to have some make and takes on the classes. We've all been assigned certain days. Make sure that you review that and add that to your itinerary, to your schedule, so that you can participate in the make and take. And we're also going to have a scavenger hunt. We haven't shared the details yet, but I'm going to give a little teaser. Maybe Guyleen, maybe you'll share some of the details on the scavenger hunt when you go live. I think it's next week you're going live. All right? Scavenger hunt. It's a photo scavenger hunt. That's another clue, a photo scavenger hunt. So we're going to have a lot of fun, ladies. I can't wait to see you. I'm going to say goodnight. I don't see any more questions. Wait. Okay, good night. Thank you. All right, awesome. Bye.